Have you ever stopped and wondered if there's a secret logic behind why you buy the things you do? Why you grab a coffee some days and a tea on others, or why you decide one more slice of pizza is a great idea but another drink isn't? Well, turns out there is. And today, we're going to break down the simple economics that can help you get the most happiness out of every single dollar you spend. And it all starts with a really simple question.
Okay, so picture this. You're at a party, you've got 10 bucks, and that's it. You see pizza, you see drinks. What's the move? Do you just follow your gut, or is there actually a smarter way to figure this out? Well, this exact little problem is the key to understanding something huge in economics called consumer choice.
So to even start thinking like an economist, we need a way to measure happiness. They use this word, utility. Now, it sounds all fancy and academic, but really, it's just a stand-in for satisfaction or enjoyment. Just think of it like this. Everything you buy gives you a certain number of happiness points. Economists call them utils, but happiness points works just fine for us.
Right, but here's where it gets really interesting. Think about that first slice of pizza when you're absolutely starving. Oh man, it's incredible, right? Pure joy. But what about the second slice? It's still pretty good, but maybe not as good. And by the time you're on slice 5 or 6, you might actually be feeling worse. The happiness you get from each slice is definitely not the same.
This idea of extra happiness is absolutely crucial. It's called marginal utility. And marginal is just another one of those econ words that sounds more complicated than it is. It just means additional, or one more. So marginal utility is simply the happiness you get from that next slice of pizza, or that next can of soda. It's all about what happens with each new one.
Let's actually put some numbers on this to make it real. So that first amazing slice gives you, let's say, 20 happiness points. The second slice is still good, but it only adds 16 more points to your total. See the pattern here? It's going down. And get this, by the time you get to that 6th slice, the marginal utility is -3. You literally paid money to make yourself less happy. That's wild.
And if you're a visual person, this chart makes it crystal clear. You can see that perfect downward slope. This is showing you a fundamental truth about, well, being human. The more you have of something, the less you enjoy the next one. And this isn't just about pizza. Think about listening to your favorite song on repeat for hours or binge watching a show you love. Eventually, that satisfaction starts to drop.
And this whole idea has an official name, the law of diminishing marginal utility. It's one of the most basic principles in economics. The more you get, the less you want the next one. Simple as that. This law is the key to understanding why we make the choices we do. Okay, so that makes sense when we're just talking about one thing. But life's never that simple, right? Back at that party, it's not just about more pizza. You've got another option. You could buy a Coke. So how on earth do you decide between two totally different things?
So now we've got a real decision on our hands. We have our happiness points for pizza, and we have a separate set of happiness points for Coke. But here comes the twist. They have different prices. The pizza is $2 a slice, but the Coke is only $1. All of a sudden, it's not just about what makes you happy, it's about what gives you the most happiness for your money.
Exactly. You can't just chase the biggest number of happiness points anymore. I mean, sure, that first slice of pizza gives you more raw happiness than the first Coke, but it costs twice as much. To make a truly smart choice, we have to level the playing field. We have to figure out the bang for your buck. So, how do we compare a $2 pizza to a $1 Coke? It's actually super simple. We just standardize it. We take the happiness points for each one and divide by the price. What that gives us is this incredibly useful new number, marginal utility per dollar. Now we're talking. We finally have an apples-to-apples way to see where our next dollar should go to get us the most possible happiness.
And this leads us straight to the golden rule of smart spending. It's this. Always spend your next dollar on whatever is giving you the most bang for your buck at that moment. You keep doing that, maybe buying a pizza, then a Coke, then another Coke, until the bang for your buck you get from the last pizza you bought is the same as the last Coke you bought.
So, to find our perfect party plan, we just need to meet 2 conditions. That's it. First, the bang for your buck for pizza has to equal the bang for your buck for Coke. And second, we have to spend all our money. We have to spend that whole $10 because money sitting in your pocket is giving you 0 happiness points.
Okay, let's put on our detective hats and scan this table. We're looking for where the bang for your buck numbers match up and where the total cost is exactly $10. Okay, I see a match at 10, but that only costs $5. Not good enough. There's another match at 3, but that costs way more than 10. But wait, Look right there. When the bang for your buck is 5 for both, that's 3 pizzas and 4 Cokes. And that costs exactly $10. Bingo! That's our sweet spot.
And if we add up all the happiness points from those 3 pizzas and 4 Cokes, what's our final score? A massive 96 utils. And this isn't just a good score, this is the perfect score. Using this method, we have mathematically guaranteed that we squeezed every last drop of possible happiness out of our $10.
Still not convinced? Okay, let's test it. What if you ignored the rule and bought 4 pizzas and 2 Cokes instead? That also costs exactly $10, but if you add up the happiness points, you only get 87 utils. That's 9 whole points of happiness you left on the table for the exact same amount of money. This just goes to show how powerful this little rule really is.
But, the real world is messy. Prices don't stay the same forever. So what happens to our perfect plan if all of a sudden the party host yells, "Pizza sale! Slices are now just $1.50." Does our whole system fall apart?
Well, a price drop like that actually triggers 2 different things in your brain. The first is called the substitution effect. Your brain immediately recognizes that pizza is now a much better deal compared to Coke, so you're tempted to substitute pizza for Coke. But there's also the income effect. Because pizza is cheaper, your $10 can suddenly buy more stuff. It feels like you just got a tiny little raise, which might make you want to buy more of everything.
So what's our new game plan? Well, the beauty is we don't need a new one. We just rerun the numbers. We recalculate the bang for your buck for pizza with its new lower price. And whoa, look at that. Every single slice of pizza is now a way better deal than it was before. This is going to change our decision.
And so we go through the same process again. Find where the bang for your buck is equal, and we spend our whole budget. And look what we find. The new perfect choice is 4 slices of pizza and 4 cups of Coke. It makes perfect sense. The price of pizza went down, and so, as rational consumers, we decided to buy more of it. And this, right here, is the big finale. This is why we spent all this time geeking out over pizza and happiness points. Because what we just did, that simple, rational choice to buy more pizza when the price dropped, is the fundamental building block of all of economics. Your one decision helps create your personal demand curve. And when you add your choice to the choices of millions of other people all making similar calculations, you get the market demand curve. That's it. The engine of the entire market economy starts with you at a party, just trying to get the most bang for your buck.
Now, of course, this whole beautiful system relies on one massive assumption, that we're all perfectly rational little robots, constantly running these calculations in our heads. But are we? Really? What about emotions, or clever advertising, or just plain old habit? Well, that's a huge question for another day, and it opens up the whole amazing field of behavioral economics. Something to chew on the next time you've got $10 in your pocket.